Joshua 6 1 to 27. So we read about how God delivered Jericho to the Israelites and the manner in which it was done, and how Rahab and her family was placed outside the camp of Israel but not killed. They were spared because she helped them. And that shows her faith in the God of the Israelites. And it's also, it says right here that they devoted the city to the Lord and destroyed with the sword every living thing in it, men and women, young and old, cattle, sheep, and donkeys. So everything was destroyed except for the stuff, for the gold and silver, I guess, articles of bronze and iron that are sacred to the Lord and went into his treasury. And it's the main thing that that caught my attention this time reading is that Joshua pronounced a solemn oath. Cursed before the Lord is the one who undertakes to rebuild the city, Jericho. And it's very interesting that this is very, like, I was watching The Unexplained, and the Mayan civilization, towards the end of their civilization, there is a lot of war, there's a lot of killing, and I guess the wickedness pretty much grew in that civilization. And whatever a thriving civilization, it's just people just up and left, like just they just left the city. And similar to the Indians, there are Indian tribe where they just suddenly up and leave. And so I think it's similar to that there is a time of judgment, and when the time of judgment come, civilizations are kind of like blotted out. They just get it's just torn down, and there's a curse, and people say, like, God doesn't want places like that to be rebuilt. And we do see civilizations where places that were once thriving just laid to waste through like environmental factor, or things like droughts and stuff like that, where people don't come back and inhabit the land anymore. It basically become like a cursed location, like a place where the life can't be replanted there. And it seems like so those kind of correlation just come to my mind. And it's just interesting to think, like, how curses and blessing is there in the very, very beginning. And I think it's a way that through which God works, and it's a way through which he carries out his purpose and his will. And so it's just interesting that, and Jericho probably did some very horrible things to bring this judgment, and we don't know exactly what those are, but I have faith that God is just, and he was bringing judgment on the city.